Hello, welcome back to the show. This is Joseph Brownlee, a Body of Christ Real Talk. Let's get right into this. I'm talking about politics now. I'm talking about black people and the vote being pandering to. Now, if you didn't listen to my last show, I really got kind of a kick off what I want to mean about this. Now, this is not to put black people down or nothing like that. You know, I don't want to. I got to look at things realistically when it comes to my ethnic group. I got to look at things first realistically. You know, not like everybody else. And but the pandering, the Democrats always pandered. They talked. They promised a lot, but gave very little when it comes to black men and women. See, and a lot of this is also the black men and women's fault too, but looking for the government to take care of them. You know, that's been going on since Martin Luther King. You know, the government taking care of black people or owing black people this. And it made a lot of black people lazy, and it made a lot of black people depend on the government. That's just a fact. And that's why 90% of black people vote Democrat, and another 85 will still vote Democrat today because of their dependency on the government. And who believes in big government and believe the government is supposed to take care of you? The far left Democratic Party. You see what I'm saying? That's why the majority of the votes. If you're dependent on the government, you're going to vote Democrat. If you believe the government is supposed to give you reparations and take care of you, you're going to vote Democrat. You know, let's just be real here. This is real talk now. You're going to vote Democrat. You know, whether you poor or whether you wealthy, you're going to vote Democrat because you have been brainwashed to believe the Democrat Party is there to take care of you. Now, let's talk about the take care of you. That's the big crutch when it comes to black people, black folk, black men and women. That's going to always be that crutch. And let's get into that. So let's get into this. The Democrats keep the black mind focused on racism, slavery. Republicans are racist. Trump is racist. Anybody, then they call black Republicans Uncle Tom, even though that's the wrong name to use. They do better saying Black Sambo, but they say Uncle Tom and don't even know the real story of Josiah, the man that the Uncle Tom book was written about. But I'm not going to get into that. My point is, if you haven't noticed, if you are a believer and you vote Democrat, even if you don't know these other things I'm talking about, and I don't see why you don't. And you look through the years you have been voting, and this is not my first time talking about this on this show, but you looking at the many years that you have voted Democrat. You notice their lingo has always been focused on what they can get for you, programs they can get to you free, and racism, the white man is bad people, the white man is this is racism. They're trained to do this now, don't believe me. And racism, they talk about a lot of good things. Before they get in there, they got to make big promises that they will never keep. See? And it's usually racism. They're going to talk about racism and different things like that. Now, I'm going to get into the Republicans, too, on the next show. How they pander to blacks now. And that's the kind of the background, how a lot of times that the Democratic Party, the Plantation Party, keeps the chains on blacks where blacks feel that they still enslaved. See, it started with MJK now, Martin Luther King. And blacks today, a lot of blacks today still believe they're not free. They still believe that the white man is superior over them. Not because it is true, it's because they have been mentally told to believe that. See, they've been mentally told to believe that. See, so they keep themselves in chains to still a slave master. Now, who is their slave master? The government and the Democratic Party is still a lot of black people's slave master. Man, black people get mad hear me saying that. But if you still vote Democrat and you still looking for those reparations, those handouts and what the government owe you, and you're going to continue voting Democrat for over 16 years and still ain't really got nothing unless you just a sellout of your own, I'm going to say what you like to say, race, but I like to say ethnicity. So for traditional, recognizable lingo, let's just use race for that purpose. Race is stuck in your mind. So for that purpose, they're not giving you the goods like they have promised for over 60 years because they told you you deserve this and you should be getting this from the white man, and the white man owe you, and you've been holding on that for years by voting for the Democratic Party, the give me this party, this belongs to me type of party, because I'm the most victimized person on the planet as a black person. That mentality has to change. If you're going to be stuck in that type of mentality, that the government can control your life, or the government is the way to help you grow and make you better and stuff like that, as a believer, if you still, look, I can understand the world, but when you are a believer and you still think that way, that the government, not God, but the government, the other G, see, the government becomes your big G. They become your God, your slave owner, because that's all you see is the government. The only thing you can see helping you grow or to get by or making you free, it's not Jesus Christ, it's the government. So they become your slave master. They become your God. Ouch. See? So the Democrats know that. The Democrats know that. And their platform is basically what they say that the Republicans are. That's who the Democrats are. When they call the Republicans racist, and I'm not saying none of the Republicans are not, because some of them are, but when they call the Republicans racist, they are racist. When they say the Republicans is pandering to blacks, they pander to blacks. They're the master of it. So the majority of what the Democratic Party say that the Republicans are doing, they done it. Or they are doing it. That's gaslighting. How bad Donald Trump's economy was, and it was not bad. It was good. They will tell you that it was bad, and then you believe it. They don't give you no proof or nothing like that. They suggest that the economy was bad, and they find little niches and natches, and they say it was bad. You believe it. Not only blacks, but whites too. You become purposely or choose to be brain dead. You don't want to hear the other side of the party. You don't want to hear that. At least give the other side a chance. At least give them a chance. So that's why I say I don't get all gung-ho and jumping up everywhere like a lot of these conservatives talking points on Fox News or whatever like that. I don't get like that because you've been played too. And what do I mean by that? Don't get caught up in that because you don't miss the point. The only reason a lot of these blacks are waking up now because the illegals are taking their goods that they thought was belonged to them. They didn't think about that as much. I'm not saying they never did until this illegal immigration started getting heated up. And then they start saying, man, they're giving you stuff. Now, before that, blacks was crying about, we need this free stuff. This belongs to us. This is owed to us. Not all blacks. No, it's not even the majority of blacks. But you had that remnant and some of them that's crying today, talking about we thinking about voting this way. Why is you thinking about voting Republican now? Is it only because you feel that the blacks ain't been taken care of, or the government is not taking care of you, or you have not been promised what the Democrats said it was going to give you? Is that the only reason that you feel that blacks is being used and abused? And they are being played, no doubt. Black people, we are being played. But is that the only reason that made your eyes open up because of this illegal immigration things? Then you missing a bigger picture of what's going on. Because it's not all about you as black men and women. This is something even more bigger. But here in America, they want you to think it's basically just about black people being abused and black people needing reparations. No, this is way beyond black people. You go to other countries, they're going through a lot of the same things. See, they go through the same type of thing. Even a lot of South America, Colombia, they go through the same things. But blacks here in America have been told that we are so abused and we so much of a victim. We need the government to get you out of your mess. We need the government to make us free, which is a total lie. You are free already. You've been free. But you have been brainwashed and hoodwinked and bamboozled to think you are not free, dependent on the government. And anybody that depends on the government, 9 times out of 10, they vote Democrat. They far left liberal. They vote Democrat. The majority of the people that believes in big government, that the government is supposed to do this, I have no doubt they all vote Democrat. Because that's the platform of a Democratic Party. Big governments, big taxes. We take care of you. We tell you what business to build. You cannot have a big business. They believe in socialism. Everybody should be equal. You don't have the right to make more than somebody else. But they get richer. They get wealthy. In other words, they're your daddy. They're your master. Until you get that out your head, you won't grow. And still, a lot of Democrats, even these upcoming elections, are still going to vote Democrat. I don't care about all your talk. Prove it. Now, Joe Biden all of a sudden going to cut all these student loans again after he said he wasn't going to do it. They will try all kind of stuff. And then when a lot of blacks hear that, blah, 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 they vote Democrat again. But a lot of them are not. So I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. And tell you, look, stop depending on the government to take care of you, or think the government is going to take care of you and get out of your mess. You're not going to grow. You're not. The crime will still be the same. A lot of blacks is not, because the reparations and money is not going to make the blacks change and do better. I'm gonna just tell you that now. The PPA loans, the blacks abuse that. A lot of blacks and whites too. A lot of whites too. Don't get me wrong, but the blacks abuse that PPA loans. The white people just knew how to do it better. All that free money. See, blacks, when you get out of that free stuff and stop trying to be petty on things, right? I ride the bus, man, and so many blacks, I was trying to put $1 or 20 cents and 30 cents or whatever change they got on their bus, knowing Goodwill's $2.25, coming up with their excuse why I ain't got no money, but come up with money to buy drugs and new squares and cigarettes. If you don't know what new squares is, those are Newport squares or whatever they sell on buses. Black people are known as hustlers. Now, they don't want nobody coming in and taking their funk like illegal immigration. So they get mad at that for something. They do the illegal, but they don't want nobody else coming in doing their illegal, taking their hustle. So you got to be real with yourself. Why are you looking at the Republicans now? Is it you think they're going to just pander to you and give you stuff too? I'm sorry. That's not going to happen in the Republican Party. And I'm going to end it with that. They're not going to offer you reparations, but they're going to get a real good conservative Republican or Christian conservative is going to give you an opportunity or a format that can help you grow independently yourself, because that's what a real Republican is about. Pulling up your belt, pulling up your pants, and showing you how to make yourself better and business-wise, and, more of a Christian focus mind-wise if you are a Christian conservative, and to help you grow and tell you how to lower taxes and different things like that, and try to focus you on the way that's not all about you. It's not all about skin color, so I'm not finna pander to you. That's a real conservative Christian type. Okay. Next time, it's the Republicans' turn in the next Real Talk.